Planet Earth is a super living organism. Since the dawn of time, ancient cultures have understood that every living creature has a spirit, a life force which animates the physical body. Just as every living animal has a spirit, so too does planet Earth. Great scientists such as Sir Isaac Newton and Sir Oliver Lodge recognized the existence of a spiritual domain which surrounds the planet. They called this domain the ether.
There is a vibrational change going on within the Earth's energy field, and this is affecting weather patterns. It's like a shift, and as it shifts, of course, weather being you've only got to see a thunderstorm. You can see that weather is just an obvious expression of energy. So if the Earth's energy field is changing in its vibrational state and making a shift, then it's going to affect the weather. And I think that the projections by the global warming proponents of how things would change are already being shown to be inaccurate in terms of the changes happening much quicker.
In recent times, an evil group of people who communicate with the spirits of Baphomets and demons have been destroying the very spirit of planet Earth. This global network of black magicians, Satanists, Luciferians, and occultists are called the Illuminati. The corporations controlled by the royal, aristocratic, and political elite are spraying chemicals into our skies and using secret atmospheric technology to wage war on the planet itself.
And there is no doubt whatsoever, indeed the authorities have admitted it with patents and what have you, that they have weather-changing technology. You know, the old Native American rain dances and all this stuff, what were they doing? They were performing rituals, dances, sounds that were resonating the energy field, and therefore attempting to bring it into a vibrational state in which it manifests as rain. Now, technologically, the elite in the underground projects have this ability. So, and not only in terms of producing weather, but also earthquakes. If you know where on the Earth to really give a plate a smack, then it's going to move. And if it moves, you've got an earthquake. And when you look at these hurricanes, and I was told when I had my mind-blowing awakening in 1990 that we were going to see tsunamis. To be honest, at that time, I'd not even heard the word. I said, what's a tsunami? Oh, it's a tidal wave, massive tidal wave. Well, everyone knows what a tsunami is now. And that we were going to see things like hurricanes on a scale that we'd not seen before. Now, when you look at the hurricane season in America with Katrina and the rest, we're looking at phenomenal storms. And it seems to be very clear that if not having the ability to create a hurricane from scratch, if you like, and I think they have. They certainly have the ability to whip them up into much greater catastrophes than they would normally.
Many people believe that the recent hurricanes and tsunamis have been induced by the use of underground atomic bombs, creating chaos, destruction, and wantonly killing hundreds of thousands of people. The Illuminati are engineering wars and ecological catastrophes, causing millions of people to die in a state of terror, sending shockwaves through the ether as people's spirits cascade into the spirit world. The Illuminati control most of the world's corporations. They are collectively destroying the biodiversity of planet Earth, hurling mankind into a permanent state of fear, disconnecting us from the knowledge of our higher spiritual self. The existence of the spirit world and the fact that reality is shaped by our own consciousness is hidden from the public by control of the world's media. Billions of people are dying in ignorance, wasting most of their lives hypnotized by television, an invention which was discovered during pioneering research into the spirit world and the ether. Forests, the very lungs of our planet, are being destroyed. The seas are being overfished. Oil, the very blood of the planet, is being sucked dry. The very air which we breathe is being poisoned. Shamans, druids, Sufis, pagans, sadhus, and skywatchers have all recognized for thousands of years that the spirit of planet Earth is central to mankind's survival. This film is about the spiritual life force which is inside all of us, and the ether which surrounds our planet. Now, for the first time on film, we explore the evidence of scientists who have studied the nature of spirit and how our spirits, at the time of death of the physical body, reconnect with the larger spirit of planet Earth. Welcome to the secret untold story of the spirit world.
The car is on fire, and there's no driver at the wheel. And the sewers are all muddied with 1,000 lonely suicides. And a dark wind blows. The government is corrupt. And we're on so many drugs with the radio on and the curtains drawn. We're trapped in the belly of this horrible machine. And the machine is bleeding to death. The sun has fallen down. And the billboards are all leering. And the flags are all dead at the top of their poles. It went like this. The buildings toppled in on themselves. Mothers clutching babies picked through the rubble and pulled out their hair. The skyline was beautiful on fire. All twisted metal stretching upwards. Everything washed in a thin orange haze. I said, "Kiss me, you're beautiful. These are truly the last days." You grabbed my hand, and we fell into it, like a daydream or a fever.
"911 was a day when 3,000 people had the life force ripped from their physical bodies. It all happened so quickly. No one had prepared for their deaths. In many traditional cultures around the world, family members gather at the bedside and help the spirit of their loved one pass into the spirit world. However, with a violent, unexpected tragedy like 911, it is likely that the spirits of those killed would have stayed at ground zero, lost, possibly forever.
When they do their terrorist events to blame on someone else, they are very ritualistic in nature in terms of when they're done, where they're done, and how they're done. So 9/11, I mean 9/11, what do you dial for an emergency in America? 9/11.
Yes.
You find this so often in these events that they engineer.
Did you know that the Madrid train bombs were exploded 911 days after September the 11th, 2001?
Doesn't surprise me, because the thing is that when I started researching this, my buddy jaw was dropping, not just at the ritualistic and symbolic nature of what they did, but the scale and detail of it.
Yes.
It's almost like someone's created a computer program to give you the perfect symbolic, ritualistic background to the latest horrific event.
Like something out of the Tower Inferno, like a movie.
Now, in your book, Alice in Wonderland and the World Trade Center disaster, you actually point out that those twin towers are symbolic architectural edifices, which I think you compared them to the twin pillars of Freemasonry, Jachin and Boaz. So you've got everything there. You've got like, would you say that it's like a mass ritual, a mass sacrifice?
Yes, that's what wars are, they're mass sacrifices.
Yes.
You know, this shock and awe in Iraq, for instance, was there to have a mass sacrifice. We don't target civilians is absolute nonsense. Of course they target civilians. They want as many dead people as possible. And of course Iraq, the former land of Sumer and Babylon, has enormous significance to these people because they go back to that period and that area of Babylon, etc. In fact, what we're seeing now is global Babylon when you look at the symbolism of Babylon.
Yes.
And for them to kill all those people there, it is a mass ritual sacrifice.
Get in here! Get away from the glass! Oh, my is out there! My is out there! The whole building, watch the debris come down the street. Don't open the door. Get away from the window. Get away from the window. Don't open it. Get behind. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're right. Oh my God, you saved my life. You saved my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And what I would say to people is, you know, if you are going to judge what this state of consciousness would do on the basis of what you would do, then you're going to lose the plot from the first, because you have a level of compassion, you have a level of empathy, that's the word, empathy, with people who suffer the consequences of your actions. That empathy is what balances out your behavior towards someone else, because you have empathy with the consequences for them. You remove that empathy, and this controlling consciousness has no empathy, not even with itself, never mind its victims and its targets, because they are as ruthless with each other as they are with the human race. You take away that empathy, and there are no fail-safe mechanisms to block extreme behavior. So, whoa, the people who run America wouldn't kill 3,000 of their own people. What? They'd have a party. You know, this is not about Americans doing it to Americans. This is about this consciousness working through physical forms that appear to be American, doing this to what are nothing more to them than humans' perception of cattle.
A situation that started bad just gets worse and worse and worse. The World Trade Center, South Tower, which was hit by a plane and racked by an explosion approximately an hour ago, has totally collapsed.
Well, it was the day after 9/11, the major news channels broadcast photographs, still images, from the smoke rising from the Twin Towers. And in the smoke, you could see the faces of demons. Now, I gave a lecture in the south of France, and two brothers came up to me and they said, you know what, the faces of the demons in the smoke at 9/11 look very similar to a sculpture which was done by
the philosopher and theosophist Rudolf Steiner. And I took a look at the photograph of the sculpture by Rudolf Steiner. And I have to say, yes, it's very similar to a couple of these so-called demon smoke faces. Now, the name of the sculpture was Ahriman. Ahriman is one of the facets of Lucifer. And is part of the Trinity of Satan. And to see these faces in the smoke coming from the towers at 911, it made me think we're seeing 3,000 people jump to their deaths, be suffocated to their deaths, being burnt to death. 3,000 spirits are being ripped from their physical bodies. If you believe in reincarnation, then that means that there must be some kind of catastrophic shockwave going through the spirit world. And this tragedy is magnified by being broadcast to 1 billion TV screens around the world.